Look, we've got to climb into Labor, taxes, broken promises and economic mismanagement again, because I want to unpick what's really at play here. You know, inflation is down today, which is good news, and Treasurer Jim Chalmers is out there again talking up Labor's broken promise tax cut plan, which actually increases tax scales and reaps the government $28 billion of extra revenue over the next decade. But as usual, Chalmers' message was more focused on the coalition than the economy.
You can't be for Middle Australia and against Labor's bigger tax cuts for Middle Australia. They have to choose. As usual, he will play his typical mindless and nasty negative politics, and that's because his position on the substance of this, as articulated by Susan Lee, is indefensible and unsustainable.
Now, it seems to me that if the broken promise tax plan is popular, Chalmers will claim the credit. He'll claim to be the Treasurer who gave Labor a new lease of life. But the thing is, if the whole plan blows up in Labor's face, as I think it might, well, Chalmers still wins, because it's the Prime Minister who'll wear the blame, and Chalmers might just see himself as the next Labor leader. Which is why I was struck today by some words written by former Labor Party strategist Cameron Milner, who's joined me on this station many times. He's Queensland-based and he's still plugged into Labor, and he wrote this in The Australian today. Albanese's relationship with his Treasurer is by all accounts shredded after last week. Chalmers told colleagues of the broken promise, "Tails I win, heads he loses." It was tense before, but apparently they simply aren't speaking anymore. Wow. Tails, Chalmers wins. Heads, Albanese loses. Just as I said, Chalmers wins either way in this terrible political meddling with our tax system. And maybe, just maybe, the personal ambitions of the Treasurer are another reason he's catapulted former ACTU boss and Federal Minister Greg Combet into the cushy job as chair of the Future Fund. Maybe locking in the personal support of a union and party heavyweight like Combet is even more important to Chalmers than good stewardship of the Future Fund. I mean, we all know the Prime Minister's credibility is shredded.
I've always been a man of my word, and I believe that when you go to an election and you make commitments, you should stick to them.
Indeed. But while voters might never trust Albanese again, it sounds like the trust between the PM and his Treasurer is gone too. And there'll be plenty in the Labor caucus who simply don't trust each other either. Wheels within wheels. Watch Chalmers carefully and watch this space.